This is the Red Bull Rant podcast. If you aren't expecting adult language, why even bother listening? Welcome, my friends, to the show that never ends. This is the Red Bull Rant podcast. I'm your host, Jason Iapicco.
I'm Truman. Holy shit, we're finally back, and this is just simply the big 500. Dude, 500 episodes. What were we thinking?
On top of that, this is season number 15 of the Red Bull Rant.
What are we thinking? We should have gone out in a blaze of non-glory when the team couldn't make the playoffs. We just packed it in, called it a day, retired from podcasting completely. But no, we are gluttons for punishment.
Pat at least had the decency to get out after 12
He
years.
fucking smartly did.
Although, watch, at some point he'll come back, and just because.
Yeah, he's going to return to the band. Everyone comes back to the band eventually.
Speaking of the band,
Speaking of bands, we got a great guest coming up. A great guest. You guys, I think everyone's going to be very pleasantly surprised at the guests we have. Super fun. Like, such a blast.
I didn't talk much, but you know what? That's okay. That's fine. It was still a fun conversation, so.
Yeah.
All right, but let's get into it. So, New York Red Bulls starting their 2026 season this weekend. We will talk about the game after the interview, but let's real quickly as I can, go over some new stuff. So, obviously, new head coach, everybody knows Michael Bradley is taking over. Players, I'm just going to go through a list real quick of players out and all that stuff. So, players that we've lost. Carlos Coronel was out of contract. He's gone. Kyle Duncan's released. Curtis Ofari was released. Alexander Hack was released. Noah Ele was sold to Bristol City for about $4.7 million. Sean Nealish traded to DC United for $350K in allocation. Peter Stroud traded to Minnesota United for $475K in allocation. Daniel Edelman sent to St. Louis in a trade for about $500,000 in GAM. Ricky Carmona was traded, not even for GAM, for another player with Montreal, which I'll get to in a minute. Lewis Morgan traded to San Diego, and this is the weird trade. So San Diego got, I think I typed it wrong, I think they got Morgan plus $520,000 in GAM. We got back $450,000 guaranteed allocation money, plus a conditional $650 allocation, and a 2027 third round super draft pick. If that makes sense to you, please let me know, because that makes no sense to me how we are sending money and getting money at the same time. That makes no sense to me.
That is MLS for you. It will never make it.
That's a literally MLS rules shit.
Yeah.
Where the rules are made up and the points don't matter.
Yeah.
All right. Players in at goalkeeper Ethan Horvath from Cardiff City on a free transfer. In case you're wondering, that's it. League One, third tier of English soccer, which right now looks to be our starting goalkeeper. When I was looking at a depth chart, I don't know where I found it. They said Mariucci's out, and he's even third on that list. So I don't know if that's right. Justin Che from Burundi IF from the Danish Superliga, he came in on an $850,000 fee. Robert Volder, free transfer from Sporting Kansas City. I'm going to fuck this one up.
Yes.
Jaquil Marshall Ruddy from Montreal. He's the other player that came up with the Carmona trade. When I looked on Reddit, basically the thing was like, okay, you both traded the player. It's about even. So I don't know how that's going to work out. I just realized I'm missing a player on the out list. So we talked about it in our interview, and now I'm blanking on the name. Raheem Edwards. Sorry, Raheem Edwards was just released. For some reason, I think I typed the agenda up and then he was released literally the next day, or I just didn't realize it when I typed it up. Oh no, I remember why. Because this is weird shit, by the way. Usually Wikipedia has like a section for each Red Bull season, and it has a list of the transfers. That 2026 Red Bulls does not exist on the English version of subreddit. It exists on the Italian. Oh, sorry, Wikipedia. It just exists on the Italian version of Wikipedia.
Mamma mia.
I literally had to translate the page to try to understand what they were saying, like in terms of who went. And then I was like, "Fuck, I'm going to go to transfer market and for every single player, just make sure I get the details." Next midfielder, Nguyen Benedente. I'm pretty sure I fucked that up too. Uh, Not saying the team's names. Came
Hold on,
from
hold on.
Argentina.
Estudiantes de La Plata.
Yeah, there you go. He was with Red Bulls 2 last year, so apparently bought him after a loan spell. Unknown fee at the moment. Forward, Cade Cowell came from Chivas USA. I think he was originally with San Jose, though. But he is on loan through the season. And then Jorge Ruvalcaba. I'm pretty sure I fucked that
Ruvalcaba.
up, too. Yeah.
Ruvalcaba.
There you go. I'm sure I'll learn to pronounce it in like 2 months, just after watching the games. He came from Pumas Liga MX for about 6.5 million. And then we do have one player that we sent out on a loan, which I'm kind of surprised about. Marcelo Morales sent to Universidad de Chile, and obviously that's in Chile. Presumably a 1 year deal for him. So there's a lot to go through right there, but it's just in general, how are we feeling about those transfers?
I felt a little better towards the end, getting Jorge Ruvalcaba. He seems to really be a really good player. Cade Cowell, I don't know. I guess we'll see. Um, we get a little bit in the goalkeeping in the interview too. I don't know how strong of a replacement that's going to be for Carlos Coronel because he was fantastic. Um, Lewis Morgan had to go. We all love the guy, but I'm sure he's going to go play in San Diego and never get hurt again. But it made sense for the Red Bulls to move on from Lewis Morgan. It just again, like I said, great player, but never on the field. You just can't keep a guy like that around. Sean Nealis, losing him to DC United, I'm not a fan of that. Losing Peter Stroud, not a fan. Noah Ella, whatever. I mean, he was okay. Hack never
We
really
made
played.
profit off of him, so at least there's a
Right.
plus to that.
Yeah, money came in. Um, but I think the biggest thing is Michael Bradley. I think that was a great move. I love him as the coach. Well deserved promotion from Red Bull 2. I appreciate they're giving him a shot. I appreciate they're not bringing in someone's never heard of from Europe. Um, I mean, if it can be learn from his dad, we're expecting good things. I like him, and I hope he's there for a few years. I hope they can really build um, something with him. I'm very excited to see Michael Bradley as the manager of this team.
Yeah, and he's already said there's going to be somewhat of a youth movement. Not not that there hasn't been a youth movement technically for the Red Bulls, but it seems like it's going to be an actual like effort to integrate the youth now.
Yeah, but if,
So,
but if, but you're still going to have the captain. You're still going to have Chupomoting.
yes, yeah, but having that idea of we are actually going to start bringing the youth in and actually playing them,
Yeah,
something something that's kind of been missing since the Jesse Marsh era, where yeah, we built a strong core, but then we brought guys in like Sean Davis, um, Adams, Tyler Adams, right?
yeah.
Guys like that. Um, who's the defender that's now with LAFC? I can't remember. Aaron Long. There we go. Aaron Long. Like those guys, like they had at least some time in the academy. We're going to promote them and we're going to actually let them play, right? It works
Yep.
as long as you do it the right way because you can't just throw them all in the deep end. So if that's how we're going to approach this, fine. We'll get into it more but my expectations in terms of this year are low, which means that there's very little room to disappoint me this year.
That's right. That's right.
All right. I didn't have anything else in terms of off-season news. Is there anything else you wanted to? Oh, I guess we could talk about the jersey a minute.
Yeah, that's what I was going to just say. I like the
Okay.
jersey. I think it's cool. Whatever it's rusted root or whatever you want to call it. Don't forget your roots. Um, I think it's pretty cool. People call it. Well, I think Jay, you were saying that it's the Stranger Things jersey, right? It's the upside down.
Or the
Uh,
lightning strike jersey. I kind of look at it as too.
yeah, but I like it. Um, I don't know. I think it's very unique. I love that it's the black and red color. Um, I always like a lot of black in their jerseys. I'm just a fan of those. Um, I don't know. I think it looks really cool. Hopefully, I will actually buy one this season. We'll see. I haven't bought a kit in a while. But this one, I don't know. I really like it.
And at least it's like they learned from the hip hop jersey because the hip hop jersey was the black with like the red text on it, and everybody
I
loved
mean,
it.
that is the greatest jersey I think they've ever made, ever of all time.
Yeah.
My God.
And at least I know if we're buying this jersey, I'm not going to pay like 40% in tariff fees. So,
Correct. That is correct.
as far as I know, anyway,
Yeah.
there's a Fanatics place within a Fanatics warehouse 30 minutes from my house. So if I'm paying tariff fees on this, then there's a problem.
You're walking over there and go, get my goddamn shirt.
Yeah, it's like, all right, show me where the box is. I'll go pick it up myself.
Right.
Um, oh, the Hype House. I guess we could talk about the new bar that's going in.
Yeah, Pat is very excited about Hype House. Very, very excited about Hype House.
Well, Pat's really just excited for his AI editing
Yeah, that's right. To make
skills.
things about
That's really what it is. But I did see a picture from Mark Fishkin that I think it was from like 11 or 12 days ago, where it's I guess actually going. I'm guessing because of what happened with the winter, they couldn't get it started sooner.
They couldn't
So it's
keep
actually going in
the
now.
hype hot. It wasn't
No,
hype
no,
enough.
no. Hype was not hot enough.
Jeez.
Um, they have a new red seat thing where they're going to basically bring the food to your seat for you. They just
Oh,
announced that.
yeah, all right.
Let me go to their website because now I'm trying to remember what else, like news-wise, that we need to actually talk about. Let's see, news.
With this team,
No. I know. I mean, the Ruta kit was like a few weeks ago at this point.
I mean, the training facility is almost done, I think, or is done, right?
True.
Close to finished, it's being used by, is France using that as their training ground for the World Cup?
I don't know if it's France. I do remember hearing that there's at least there's one nation that's going to use it. I don't remember
Yeah,
which one
there's
though.
like one or two teams I think are going to use that as their training ground.
All right. Well, looking at the latest news, I can't find anything worth talking about on the website. So, oh, not actually. No, I'm going to save it for dumping ground because it's not Red Bulls related. Never
Okay.
mind. I'll come back to that. So yeah, aside from our like predictions for the season, which we're going to save for after the interview, anything else you can even think of that we got to talk about?
Oh, Brazil. That's the answer, everybody. Sorry, I had to look it up. It was going to kill me. Brazil. He's using the facility.
So usually that's my job, but I said, fuck it, I'm not going to do that one today.
Yeah. No. No. There you go. I mean, I think we're just going to save it for the second half of our show. There's a lot. I
Yeah.
think there's more to talk about in the second half. Where we just talk about the game. Do you want to talk about expectations now or expectations later? That's the
Well,
real question.
we got to talk about it after the interview because because there's something specific in the interview that
Oh, you're
happened, so
right.
we can't.
You're right.
Yep, we can't step on toes here. So.
All right. So we will do that. We'll take a break. We'll come back and we'll talk a lot more.
Yep. All right. So first break of 2026 for the show. We'll be back with more Red Bull Rant right after this.
Pretend that it's okay when we know it's not. Say goodbye to opportunity. You've got no shot. So who's wrong, who's right? Let's not waste our time. All for one and one for all. We've all been left behind. They say no man is an island. So why do I feel all alone? I say sometimes.
All right. Welcome back to the Red Bull Rant. We have a very special guest for our 500th episode. What you just heard is the band Keep Flying. They are from New York. Welcome in their drummer, Pete. What's up, buddy?
Guys, number one, I love the song choice. Caught me by surprise. And I'm feeling good, guys. I want to thank you guys for having me. It's an honor. It really means a lot.
So I'm going to tell everyone the story of how this actually came together.
Yeah, this is
so
a great story.
I happened to be at Four Chord, just outside Pittsburgh in September, which you guys were playing, and my brother-in-law's band Driveways were playing. And I was talking to Chris from the Wasting Time podcast, who I'm sure you know very well.
Great guy, yep.
Yeah, so we were talking soccer, and he goes, "You have to talk to the drummer from Keep Flying. He loves the New York Red Bulls." And I'm like, "Get the fuck out of here." And he's like, "Oh, yeah." So he's like, "You got to talk to this guy, Pete. You got to find him. You got to find him." Like, all right. So I didn't have a chance to see you at the show, but then my brother-in-law, Derek, I was talking to him, and he goes, "Oh, my God." He's like, "You got to talk to Pete. The dude is hilarious." Derek said, he goes, "My jaw was so sore from laughing so hard because he said you drove their van for a few shows. Was I think the end of last year, correct?"
Yeah.
So he was like, you got to call this guy. He's hilarious." So I'm like, well, Red Bull supporter number one, fantastic, in a band which we love. We have a bunch of people that have been in bands on this show. So it was meant to be. I think it was meant to be for you to come on this show.
Yeah, that really is a funny thing, and it's funny because I think you and I have sneakily known each other for a long time. Are you a Sussex County Miners baseball guy as well?
Yeah. Yes. Well, I live up in Massachusetts now, but definitely down with the Sussex County Miners.
Right. Okay. Yeah, because you're the only other Red Bull supporter that I know who even knows what that is. So.
What a great organization. I really love that ballpark. That ballpark is awesome.
Oh, it's awesome up there.
Yeah, so now the band is from Long Island, correct?
Correct, yeah.
Okay. And all the guys are from Long Island or pretty much that area?
So I've lived in North Jersey my whole life. I was born in Queens, but I lived in North Jersey since I was 3 years old. Right?
Okay.
And actually my singer, Henry, is from Blairstown, New Jersey, just down Route 80.
Dude, I know where Blairstown is. I know quite well.
Oh, yeah, bro. Oh, yeah. And my guitar player and my sax player, who does all the business, is also from Long Island. And I have a bunch of family in Long Island. Long Island really is our home base.
Oh, that's awesome. So I've gotten to see you guys a couple times. I get a Four Chord. And then you were not there when Driveways played their Halloween show, right? You were not able to make it.
Yeah, mate. I had to go to a wedding that day. And I think my band played in front of like 2,000 people, and I had to go. It wasn't even a wedding. It was, get this. So my boy goes, "Yo, like, you're going to be my best man at my wedding." He said it like that, I swear. And I was like, okay. And he was like, "All right, like, our rehearsal dinner is whatever day it was." And I was like, "Oh, bro, like, I can't make it that day because I'm playing this huge show, like fucking sold out, mint-ass show." And he's like, "Oh, yeah, no worries. It's all good, man. Like, we're just going to, like, rehearse, like, when you're going to talk." And I was like, "Yeah." And about 2 weeks before the show, he's going, and I don't care. He'll never hear this, so I don't care. He goes, "Oh, my wife's freaking out. Like, you got to come. My wife's freaking out." I'm like, "Oh, fuck." So we end up getting the fill-in, and I go to this rehearsal dinner. Buddy, I shit you not, it's at a fucking bowling alley in Philadelphia, and all we did was bowl and eat chicken fingers. There was no rehearsal, there was no nothing, and I was like, man, this really was not worth coming to.
Oh my God!
But I did anyways, you know. Yeah, fucked up.
Oh, you missed one hell of a show. I will say that it was pretty crazy. Now, Jay, I promise you we're going to talk about the Red Bulls. I promise.
Oh, I know.
We have time. But
we have all the time in the world. And honestly, I was going to say,
Yep.
So in fairness, until Truman mentioned your band, I did not hear about you guys. Like, just I live outside of the area, so it's just not something I'm really going to get into. But I did listen to the album Survival, And I got to
Sure.
say, when I listened to that, I loved it. And as a Jersey guy myself, I love the references to Jersey Turnpike because that shit is fucking crazy. so,
Yeah.
so whoever, I forget which song it was, but whoever wrote that lyric, and I got to give them credit for that because it's dead on for what the Turnpike is.
Yeah, man. My singer Henry, New Jersey born and raised, and he writes about his life, and he writes everything he says is true. I can tell you right now, he's been my best friend for 15 years. Everything that guy writes and sings is true.
That's awesome. So actually, so the last time I saw him before the show in October was at Four Chord on stage with Bowling for Soup. Uh, Talk
Sure.
about Four Chord. That show was unbelievable. For those who don't know, it was a 2-day music festival headlined by Blink-182, Alkaline Trio, Jimmy Eat World played that. I mean, just but like I said, Bowling for Soup, tons and tons of amazing bands. Um, how did you guys end up getting on that show? And then what was your personal experience being there that weekend?
So we've played Four Chord. I think that's may have been our 6th or 7th year. We've been playing since like year 2. This guy Ricky Ball, Pittsburgh native, loves the band. We've been friends with him for a long time. He actually recently took on a managerial role with us, which was really, really awesome because he's just the best. And he has us on every year. We're like an early day staple at Four Chord. And man, it really is the best. Like just the vibes there are so good. Everyone who works there is great. I've never had a bad experience. And let me tell you something, man. Jimmy Eat World, right? I'm sitting at Merck. That's one of those bands. So I like a couple songs. No, dude, I knew every single song, like word for word, and it sounded like they were just playing the record. I was like,
Yeah.
wow, God, they sounded fucking great, bro.
They were awesome. And so my wife has always been a huge fan of Blink-182. Obviously, my brother-in-law Derek, the guys in Driveways, that is their favorite band ever. I was never
Sure.
a huge Blink-182 fan. I'm a little bit older, so they came in when I was already listening to like hardcore and punk rock, but always liked some of their songs. They also were just, I mean, they were fucking incredible. Like I was so into it, and it's not a band I listen to all the time, but like you said, like I was all the songs I know because of course you know half of their set because you've heard their songs for years. Um,
Yeah.
what a way to close out that first night. Holy shit. Like I was so blown away. I took like, I don't know, a dozen videos of them playing. Um, it was so cool. Like, and I'm sure for you guys, it's cool, like playing kind of like the same show as like these huge bands.
Dude, killer set. Funny as all hell. They're still funny. And it's another song. It's another band where it's like, oh, you're going to church. You just know every single song. The Four Chord, man. Four Chord is magical. And I got to tell you, my favorite Four Chord memory, it's funny that you brought them up, was meeting the Wasting Time guys. That's my favorite Four Chord memory.
Like, what awesome
Good
guys.
friends
So
of
cool.
ours. Good friends of ours now. They came to our show in London when we were in London. And also one of them came to, God, where the hell were we? Not Nottingham. Oh God, Newcastle. We were in Newcastle. Shocked the shit out of me. Yeah, it was great, man. It was great.
I told a friend of mine, do you know Jared Hart?
No, I'm unfamiliar. Who is that?
So Jared Hart was in a band years ago called The Scandals. He's been in a
Sure,
bunch
of
of like
course. I
Jersey.
remember that band, New Jersey.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Bunch of like other punk bands. He's actually playing out in London this year. And I immediately tagged Chris. I'm like, you got to come see Jared. Jared's awesome. Like, you have to like. I'm like, it's the perfect hookup. Like the perfect people to have to meet. Because it'd be the
Yeah,
same
right.
vibe, you know.
Yeah, that was man, Scandal. That was a great band, dude. You're throwing it back now
Yes.
15 years.
I'm old. I'm very old.
Yeah. That was a great band, dude. That was a great band.
Yeah, they're good dudes. And Jared's still crushing it. Like he's doing a bunch of other projects. He's great. All right. So
That's
one
good
more
to
thing.
hear, man.
One more thing before we do get to the team that we love and hate at the same time. Um, like you said, you've spent most of your life in New Jersey in the music. When did you like? How did you fall into listening to like punk rock, ska music, that kind of music?
Okay, so when I was a kid, the first band I ever remember listening to, first two bands were Devo and the Ramones. the first two bands I ever remember listening to, and to this day they're my favorite bands in the whole world because my father raised me on Devo, Ramones, The Clash, things like that, and then my mom was always playing, Van Halen, Guns N' Roses, Soundgarden, things like that. So I was always, as like a young kid, I'm talking like 5 years old, always around a little bit edgier, harder music than most. And then as I got older, you kind of just you branch off. I still have that, but I branched off into. I think I was playing a Tony Hawk game. I was like, "What the fuck is this? The horns!" And it was Real Big Fish. And I went out and bought. Turned the radio off, and I think that same day I bought. Was it Losing Speak by Less Than Jake or something? At my local record store, Sound Exchange in Wayne, New Jersey. Still there. And I just completely fell in love with it. I mean, really fell in love with it. Fell in love with ska punk. Fell in love with punk rock. I mean, bands like Less Than Jake and Real Big Fish and Big D and the Kids Table. And then I also went over to I love NoFX and the Casualties and all those kinds of bands, anything that was fast and that had energy, I really loved. And then now that then transformed into in my more adult years. I feel weird saying adult. I just turned 30. I still feel like I'm 16, bro. But started listening to a lot of thrash metal, a lot of straight edge hardcore, 80s youth crew hardcore. And it's funny that attitude and that raw energy also fueled my love for the New York Red Bulls. They go hand in hand. And a lot of the guys that I go to the matches with are also punk and hardcore dudes and in these hardcore bands and punk bands. And it's really, I found a way to make my two loves marry each other. And it's very nice.
So that kind of a perfect lead in. I was going to ask the first Red Bulls question. So what is your first experience with the Red Bulls or Metro Stars, wherever you ended up with this team? What was your first experience with them?
So I was born in 95, right? The team's first season was 96. My father had season tickets for the inaugural season. He actually, it's funny, he still has an unused book of tickets, because you remember he gave the book of tickets with the photos on them and all that.
Oh, yeah.
I have an unused book of tickets in my house, and he even has a letter from the commissioner at the time, forget his name, first commissioner, saying, thank you for your deposit for season tickets. Your deposit is helping us bring a soccer team to the New York, New Jersey area. We have a framed letter. But I've been going to matches my entire life with my father. And my brother was born in 99. He started going as well. And I remember my youth soccer team, I must have been 10 years old or something, playing on the pitch at Giants Stadium. And I was like, man, I feel like a fucking rock star right now. I got to be on the field at halftime, and it was awesome. And I remember being at the last ever match at Giant Stadium in the pouring rain, and Juan Carlos Osorio spoke at the end of the match in the pouring rain, and I was like, man, I was getting emotional. It really. I have a lot of good memories back at Giant Stadium, as I'm sure you guys do as well.
Oh, yeah.
And but I really, really started being hardcore Red Bull guy. I followed the team my whole life, but I think in 2014, 2013, I really started being the club is my number one priority, and to this day it is.
So real quick on that last game at Giant Stadium, if Toronto won that game, they would have made the playoffs for the first time, and I believe we beat them 5-0. I think it was 5-0. I know it was a blowout.
Do you remember the weather?
Oh, it was terrible. So I'm an ESC, still am, and we were out in the tailgate, and it's just torrentially raining. Torrential. We're trying to wear ponchos. My brother and I were, just soaked. We're in section 101. It's just pouring rain. I'm like, you know what? I have to stay behind the overhang. I'm like, I love this team, but I can't get already more wet than I am.
Right. Right.
And it was brutal. And I remember those Toronto fans were in the upper deck, as we're just beating them down and watching these fans just like so depressed because that was it. They win that game, and we were terrible. That was, of course, as you know, the last year we did not make the playoffs until 2025.
Yeah. Right. Until last year. Correct.
Yeah.
Which really just means we should have gotten a new stadium this year to keep it going.
That's
Really,
right.
that's what the
But
story
that's
I'm
a
hearing.
conversation for another time, you know.
Yeah.
Right. So,
Oh
I mean,
man.
Jay and I are doing we're going to do a big preview show, talk about players and stuff. What's
Yeah.
your vibe going into this year with players leaving? I mean, huge players leaving, a few good players coming in. How do you personally feel about the team this year?
Okay. I think we look really good on the attack. Emil Forsberg, the new guy, Ruval Kaba, looks fucking awesome. I think we have a lot of good attackers, and I'm not worried about being able to score goals. I'm worried about defending. And fuck that guy Raheem Edwards. I'm glad he's gone. I can't stand that fucking guy. But that's a story for another time. We need defenders, to be honest with you. And to be honest, who's the goal? What is the goalie's name? My brother was telling me about him. Apparently, he's great.
Ethan Horvath, and I don't know if he's great because he's came from. Hold on, let me double check. I wrote this down. Oh yeah, EFL League One, so it's not the third tier of England. Is where he was last playing.
Sure. My brother was telling me he's supposed to be real good. I like that kid, AJ Marcucci. I like him.
Yeah,
That kid had
Marcucci.
heart, man. Marcucci had heart, and he was always psyched. He always came over to us in Section 133 and was pumping his fucking fist out. Come on, like that. You know, he liked being there. And for me, as a supporter, people who play for the badge, it means a lot. You know.
Yeah, I think what was it? Marcucci got hurt last year in Philly, if I remember correctly. So I mean, if he plays, hopefully he's healthy enough to play because it was a pretty bad injury from what I remember. But
Yeah.
I don't know if I guess Horvath is our starting goalkeeper. I don't remember seeing anything about it, but then again, there's not much media in this team at the point, so
Right. Right.
it's hard to see what's going on.
I think the good news though with the history of this team, they do find these goalies you don't expect to do well, and then suddenly they're the all-time team leader in wins. So hopefully
buddy, I was like, who the hell's Carlos Coronel? And then I'm like, oh, I love this guy.
Or who is Luis Robles, the guy who was about to literally retire before we signed him?
Right. The one person I'll say was a dud was that guy David Jensen.
Oh boy!
I
Oh
remember
yeah! Oh my God!
You
Brutal.
remember his first game, dude? His first game, he wore the hat on the pitch. You remember that?
Yeah, didn't he get the flu in a game? Right? Like he was rough. I mean, we had Johnny Walker, we had Boona Khandul. Oh,
Yep.
love Boona time.
It's Boona time, of course.
There are some legendary keepers, but I will say I feel like in the like the past 10, 12 years of Red Bull, I think they've hopefully it continues where we're not going to have to worry about goalkeeping. But you're right, like defending, I don't know what this team's going to look like. I think the forwards, they're going to hopefully score a lot of goals. I mean, please, like you have two absolute stars, adding another like designated player. Are they just going to go the Miami way and just give up a ton and score a ton? I mean, I think, is that the strategy? And just hopefully the goalie bails them out half the time?
Yeah.
Why not?
Because, I mean, it's
I don't know.
it's a proven formula, just scoring a ton of goals and just giving up a bunch.
Right. And it's interesting to think about, right? Like, with the way the league is formatted, mate, like, playoffs and who knows what'll happen. I mean, look at 2 seasons ago gave me the greatest memory I'll ever have going to MLS Cup in LA. Did either of you go to MLS Cup?
No.
Yeah, that was going to be hard for you to swing that financially.
Speaking of finances, so I was on tour the entire playoff run. So we beat New York City, and I got emotional. I teared up, and I was like, wow, this is so good. So good for the club. good for the fans. And then we were pretty heavy underdogs in Orlando. And we won that match. And I'll never forget, I was in Salt Lake City at a place called the DLC. It's like an arcade that we play there. It's awesome. And I was in the back. I was using my Singer Henry's laptop. And we scored. And then the final whistle blew. And I was so just over the moon happy. And Steve Cangelosi, who was on the call, said, you know, we don't know where they're going, but we know this, they'll go west. And for some reason he said that, and I burst out in tears. I cried. I had a real good man cry. And how about we found out, I think it was the next day, could have been later that night. I think it was the next day that we found out we were playing the LA Galaxy. Turns out my band, who's on tour, has a show in Los Angeles the day we're playing in the Cup final.
Come on now.
And I said, guys, because I told them in 2016 when this band formed that the only time I'll ever actually have to leave a tour is if my club makes MLS Cup. I have to do anything to be there. Turns out we're playing. I swear the venue was 25 minutes from the stadium.
Come on.
And it was the thing was it was a matinee show, so we got a fill-in drummer that day, and I got to go and I got to experience it, and oh man, that is the best memory I think I'll ever have was going to MLS Cup. I'll never forget it, never for the rest of my life. I got the chills right now thinking about it.
A lot of people say too when we lost to Columbus, like I was actually at a wedding that day, and all my friends that went, it's not losing to Columbus. It was all the fun they had before and after the game. Hanging out with other fans, just like having a good time, being there. You know, you're in the Los Angeles area, like you're perfect weather. And yeah, it sucks that they lost and they lost again. But like you said, right, it's the experience of being there that's huge.
Yeah. So like for me, sorry, go ahead.
So I'm on tour, right, for like 4.5, 5 weeks at this point. And whenever we're going to the West Coast, I'm homesick, right? I always tell everyone I hate California. But I really hate California because I'm homesick, because it's so much different than New Jersey. So we make MLS Cup, and I'm in California with literally all of my friends. My whole band, right? And then I'm meeting up with everybody, and I'm a supporter group called Torcida 96. Everybody in Torcida 96 went to that match. And I'm in the middle of tour just hanging out with all of my friends from home, doing what I love. And we all went out after, hanging out, went to a restaurant, walked on the beach together. It just was really, really nice. And yeah, it sucks that we lost, obviously, but It is the best memory I have.
I was gonna say, I think that moment of, you know, you're pissed that they lost, but the moment afterwards, and you just look back on the experience of, right, like you said, like you got that recharge, right? You got like hey, all my friends are here. It's like a recharge. All right, let me do the rest of the tour. Now you kind of got, you're not as homesick, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I'm grateful that such a sad game is more so clouded, for lack of a better term, by good memories. Now, I'll tell you this. A worse memory I have, which was not fun at all, was Columbus away. I think it was 2015 or 2016 in the conference final, when they scored in like 13 seconds.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I went to that match. The girl I was dating at the time, and we took one of the buses. There were 5 buses that left Red Bull Arena at midnight, and got to Columbus at 10:30 in the morning, and it's like 8 degrees out, and gates don't open for another 6 hours, and everyone's just standing there, like, I don't know what the hell to do, right? And whatever. We go into the stadium. We're on the bleachers. This is at the old stadium. And the bleachers are just completely covered in ice. And they score in 13 seconds. We must have lost that game 1-0 or something. And I was like thinking to myself, why the hell did I come to this? And there's zero, I regret going. I actually regret going. I did not have fun. That is my worst Red Bull memory right there.
Can I tell you? So, I've been in Massachusetts for about a little over 6 years now. And I think I've sworn off ever going to see the Red Bulls at Foxborough because they never win. I'm always miserable going. The last time I went there, they lost 1-0 where Forsberg, their stars didn't even play because I think there was like international games. I'm like, why did I spend this money to go to this stupid place to get out of here? The traffic is horrific getting out of Foxborough. And again, it's the easiest way for me to go see the Red Bulls, right? It's like maybe once or twice a year in Foxborough. I can't do it. Now, if they build that stadium in Everett, I will consider taking a train to Everett. I can do that, but I've sworn off Foxborough forever.
Foxborough is the worst, dude. I've been maybe 7 or 8 matches up there, and it's also just never fun. Now, part of that is because the team sucks there for some reason.
Yeah,
but I just never have fun.
No.
It just sucks.
And their security has been terrible to Red Bull supporters over the years, as we know.
Yeah, it's just not a good time ever there. The best time I ever had was, again, another loss to New England. It was Thierry Henry's last game.
Oh, jeez. And of course, it's a loss in fucking New England.
All
right, I have 2 more questions for you. I'm going to get you out of here. I'm telling you right now, you are definitely coming back on the show in the future. We're having way too much fun.
Please have me. For real,
yes,
please have me.
Absolutely. So first is going to be a soccer question, then I'm going to ask you one more band question. Buddy. Your realistic expectation for this year, where do you think this team can possibly finish in the standings?
I think that we're a playoff team. I think that I actually am not going to lie to you. I'm positive we're going to make the playoffs. I'd be happy with 4th place. I'd be happy with 4th.
Would be great. I think that'd be a great spot.
Yeah. I think that we're better than most teams. Save for maybe, Miami and Philadelphia. I think that we're better than most of these teams. I'm looking at the conference right now, and no teams really scare me. But they're the Red Bulls, so we're going to choke some games.
It's not like
I can't
like,
set my hopes up too high. Right. So I'm going to say 4th. I'm going to say we're going to end up in 4th place.
All right. Jay and I are going to do ours later, but I think 4th is a pretty strong spot.
I kind of wish I had the Will Ferrell 4th place from
semi-pro.
Semi-pro. For some reason, that just ran in my head. Just nothing but 4th place.
We are going to fire off a cannon.
And just remember, when you guys make your picks, just remember I said 4th place first. So if you say 4th place, you're stealing it from me, and that don't count.
That's fair. You locked it in. All right. I'm going to ask you one more question because you might have a slightly long answer for this. You've been in a band for a long time. You've toured a million places. I used to roadie for a band, been all over the country. What is the worst place you've ever broken down in?
Okay, so, I was like, I thought you were going to ask me the worst place and the best place I've ever been to, which that's an easy answer. It's anywhere in the Northeast, and then North Dakota is the worst place I've ever been to. Now, the worst place I ever broke down in, we don't really break down, but the one time we really did break down was we were in a small town called Sidney, Nebraska. And I'm talking like, there must be it was like a 1-street town, dude. Be like 300 people who lived there. And there's used to be a band called Handguns. And our friend played guitar, and our friend said, yeah, you can use our van. We don't use it anymore. It's a diesel van. All right, great. So we're in this diesel van, and our next show, we don't have a show for a couple days. Our next show is in Laramie, Wyoming. And then the show after that is in Sacramento, California, playing with Less Than Jake. We started our first ever tour with Less Than Jake. So for me, I'm like, oh, this is like a dream come true, right? So we break down on the highway. Van is overheating. Now it's an old diesel van. And if you know anything about that, we need to find a diesel mechanic.
Yep.
Which isn't really the easiest to find. So we call AAA. AAA says, oh, yeah, I know a place called Sidney, Nebraska. And forget the guy's name, who it is, owns the place, and he'll take care of you. We're like, all right, great. So we get there. He assesses the damage. He goes, guys, I'm not going to lie to you. Like, this is a 2-day fix. And we're like, fuck, right, fuck. So we're an hour and a half from Laramie, Wyoming, where our next show was. And we're like, we don't have 2 days. We got to go to Sacramento, 18 hours, right? 18-hour drive. So he goes, I'll tell you what, you guys can sleep here. There's no hotels there for some reason. There's nowhere to go. You guys can sleep here, and I'll call the town priest, and you can he'll let you take his pickup truck, and you can fill the pickup truck with your gear, take it to Laramie, and take it back here. So we're like, okay. So the priest comes in his pickup truck, and he's like, oh, yeah, no worries, just have it back by tomorrow morning. And we're like, okay. Mind you, we're complete strangers. And so we all get in the priest's pickup truck, and we drive to Laramie, play the show where there was probably about 15 people at, and that's being generous. Drive back to Sydney. My singer Henry sleeps in the bed of the pickup truck.
Oh my God!
My bass player slept in the back of the back row of the pickup truck, and I slept in the driver's seat. And John and Rick, my 2 horn players, slept in the van in the garage, it must have been 90 degrees in there.
Oh my God!
And he gave a great deal on the van, and we got the van fixed, and we drove 18 hours in 1 day to Sacramento to start the tour with Less Than Jake and Bowling Pursuit, who that was the best tour I ever did. And Sidney, Nebraska, the hospitality that the mechanics showed us and the priest and all that makes it so it wasn't even a bad place to break down, because we didn't end up missing any shows, and now I have this great story and these great memories, you know?
It's incredible. It's so true. I feel like you could write a book about bands and the crazy breakdown stories, because they're probably better than the shows that they've played. Definitely speaking from experience. We could even do that on another show. But anyone who thinks that being in a band is just tons of fun, super easy, yes, it is fun and you're having a great time, but my God, it is not easy. It is really, really hard.
Buddy, I'm going to tell you right now, it sucks. Half the time it sucks. I got my girlfriend's mom being like, he doesn't have a job. I got, I can't hold down a real job. I got to drive Uber while I'm home because who's going to hire me,
Yep.
I'm in a van with 6 other dudes half the year. I just got air conditioning for the first time in 10 years of being in this band. We just got air conditioning last summer.
Oh my God.
It sucks half the time, but the memories that you make, the experiences that you have are more than most people have in a lifetime.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trade it for anything.
You'll never forget it. You'll never forget the people you were with, the shows, the dates, like ever, never, ever. It's the best and the worst.
Absolutely.
All wrapped into one. All right, we're going to get you out of here. But dude, like I said, you're definitely coming back on the show. Like
Yep.
No doubt. We're having way too much fun. Way too much fun.
Boys, can I plug something real quick? You mind?
Yeah,
absolutely. We're going to ask you.
Of course.
So check it out. I'm in a supporter group called Torcida 96. It is my favorite thing. They're my favorite people. We stand in section 133. We sing and chant for 90 minutes. We have, about 80 to 100 core members, and I know everybody's name. Everybody knows each other's name. Everybody cares about each other. It's a big family. They're my brothers and sisters. And if anybody is looking for, a home in Red Bull Arena or a supporter group to join, if you're not already in ESC, if you're not already in VA, which, by the way, great guys. Love the guys in VA. Love the guys in ESC, especially, Larissa and Steve and them.
Yep.
Man, if you don't have a place to go, please come to 133. Find me. I'm the only motherfucker with long hair. I'd love to take you in. I'd love for you to join. Where it really is a great experience, and I can't recommend it enough to anybody.
Awesome. And then plug your band, buddy.
Yeah, I play in a band called Keep Flying. We put out a record called Time and Tide, maybe last year or some shit. I'm not gonna lie to you. Fucking awesome. It rocks. And if you like, we're not a ska band, but we have horns. If you like punk rock, if you like pop punk, if you like ska, if you like, listen, man, we always say we are a high energy rock band. If you like high energy rock music, check my band out, Keep Flying. Positive energy. We're always just fucking off half the time, It's another thing. We're a big family, and when you come to the shows, you're family, and for whatever reason, if anyone ever checks out my music or buys a shirt, it's fucking crazy. So check it out, and I hope you like it, because I do. I think we're pretty cool.
And I will vouch for you guys. I've seen you guys twice live. You guys are awesome. So not just saying that because you're on the show. You guys are an awesome band.
Bro, we're coming up to Massachusetts in May or some shit. I don't know. I'll hit you up. We'll link.
Dude, yeah, please give me notice so I can be there.
Yeah, absolutely. I will.
All right, Pete. Thank you again for coming on, and we will definitely talk to you soon.
Guys, no bullshit. Don't really get to do a lot of these podcasts. Even, with my band, I'm usually not the one who talks, just by choice. I don't really have much to say. So, guys, thank you for having me. This was really, really great, and I really was looking forward to it, and it was better than I expected. So thank you, guys.
Awesome. No, thank you.
All right. Thank you, Pete. We'll take a break. We'll be back with more Red Bull Rant right after this. Welcome back to the Red Bull Rant. I want to thank Pete for coming on the show. Great stuff. If you go listen to the Keep Flying band, go listen to their stuff. Like I said, I listened to their one album. I'm going to go find more of their stuff now. So
yeah, they're really, really good. They're good dudes. Again, I just don't say that because he was on the show. They're awesome live, super fun. Obviously, most of our listeners are probably from the New York, New Jersey area, so you have plenty of chances to check them out. And we've said it a million times, he will definitely be back on the show.
Yep. All right. So season preview part number 2. We're going to make our predictions. 3 things I wrote down we're going to predict. First, who do we think is the team MVP is going to be? So Truman, you go first. Who's your MVP prediction for the year?
That's the easiest thing, and it will be Emil Forsberg. If it's not him, then he's obviously spent most of the season hurt. He has to be the MVP. Has to. Choupo-Moting has to be the goal scorer. Ruval Kaba, I mean, he's going to be new coming in the team. He has to be the goal scorer. But Emil Forsberg, he has to be the captain, the MVP, the playmaker, the guy, the penalty taker, the free kick taker. He has to lead this team if they have a chance of getting in the playoffs. He absolutely has to be the man.
So basically, he's got to be Messi, is what you're saying.
He has to be, yes. He has to be our Messi. Just probably not as many goals.
All right. I'm going to go in a different way because offense wins you games, but defense wins championships. Not that I think we're going to win a championship, but just that mentality. Because if this season is going to be anything, we need to keep the ball out of the net. So, Horvath, I know you're new. But guess what? You want to play in the World Cup, you better step up. That's your chance, right?
Yep.
And I don't like saying it because it does kind of suck. You have big shoes to fill. You're following basically Luis Robles and Carlos Cornell out there. So,
Yep.
um, listen, if you do like half the job that Cornell did in stopping shots, I think we'll be okay. But that's who my MVP is because if he plays well, and again, this is assuming he's going to be the starting goalkeeper, which all likelihood it is. If he plays well, then it will help the rest of the team.
Just whoever is the starting goalie, just play smart out of the back. That's all I ask for. No bad passes, bad throws. Please just play a smart game. That's all I ask for.
And that's all anybody can ask for.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Do Red Bulls make the playoffs this year? I was going to go first, but Truman, you can go ahead. Do you think the Red Bulls can make the playoffs this year?
It's still very hard to not make the playoffs. We somehow did that last year, but there's really a better chance of you getting in than out. I think I like them getting in. Pete says fourth place. That's not insane. I'll go a step lower. I'll say fifth. They have the talent if it all pans out, like we all said. Can the defense step up? That's a huge thing. I really believe they will score goals. I hope making an entertaining game that puts butts in seats. But I think they have the talent to be a playoff team.
All right, so you're saying yes.
Yes, and yes. I think fifth is reasonable.
All right. Will we make the playoffs? So statistically, it is harder to miss the playoffs than make it because 9 out of 15 teams make the playoffs in each conference. So will we make the playoffs? I have to think just from a statistical probability, the answer is yes, we do. Now, are we going to be high up the list? I don't think so. I don't think we're getting a home game. Or let me phrase it. We're not going to be the home team in the best of three series because we're still doing the fucking best of three as far as I know. We're not getting those top four spots. So actually, you said fifth, right? Because I put where we finish in the Eastern Conference on.
I did.
So
I
you
put
said
fifth. Fifth in the East.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of did 2-1 there, and I didn't write down. I'm writing the predictions down this year because I'm actually curious if we keep to them. I don't. I think this is a real rebuilding year. I think realistically, if we eke out 7 through 9, that's a good year. I would say 8th because I don't know. I mean, Pete says looking at the conference that he's not really scared of a lot of teams, but in theory, Chicago's going to get better. Columbus may not rebound because they lost their coach. Wilfred Nancy, who, by the way, just completely bombed in Scotland. I don't know if it was him or the situation, but he did not do well there.
Did. One of my friends and coworkers is a huge Celtic fan, and none too pleased. He was pretty much like, "Who the fuck is this guy?"
Yeah, and by all accounts, it's a mix of him and the team because he was trying to play a style that didn't suit the players, but then the front office wasn't necessarily giving him the support. But who knows?
Right.
But let's see. Miami obviously will be at the top. New York City might be up there. Nashville maybe. They were like middle of the pack last year. Sorry.
Philly plays boring enough to be a contender. Probably not a championship team, but they play just boring enough to be a good playoff team.
Yeah, they can play to get to fourth or fifth.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess they could, because if you look at it, there's like maybe, 4 or 5 teams that realistically we won't leapfrog. But Bradley's first year, a new set of players, or a decent overhaul of the roster, I can't see them doing that well in terms of the regular season. And it's fine as long as we all understand this is like a growing pains year, right? Nobody's
Mike,
expecting us to automatically win MLS Cup, but
I'll say this: you can't say you're a building team when you have Chupamoting on this team. That's not what you got that guy for, because that's not what he's for.
right. But
Their
he was also
expectation has to be playoff push.
well. I'm not saying that there isn't going to be a playoff push. I'm just saying this year is like from a fan perspective should not be a all in on MLS Cup year.
Sure.
That's from a fan perspective. I'm not saying the team. Obviously, the players in the team are always going to want to do the best. They're always going to want to get MLS Cup, all that stuff. But I'm saying,
Yep.
from a fan perspective, like my realistic expectation is we'd make the playoffs, and that's it. At that point, it's house money if we go any
Right.
farther to make.
That's true.
All right, so I'm saying eighth in the Eastern Conference.
All right.
I'm going to throw something in because we didn't. It's not on the agenda, but before we bring up Orlando. I want to bring this up. So there are a bunch since MLS is still not sunk up with the regular FIFA calendar. There are new rules that will get implemented this year, which to some people may seem familiar because other leagues are already using them. So this year, for anything that happens on the field, the referee can signal to have it be only the captain that talks to them officially. Goalkeepers now have the 8 seconds to release the ball instead of 6, but if they don't, it's now a goal kick instead of an indirect free kick. Oh, sorry, corner kick. Corner kick.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm gonna skip the drop ball stuff because that doesn't really matter. Or it'll make sense when we. This is just. Actually, that's pretty much the only big thing. Oh, and if there's any play requires treatment and it must remain off the pitch, it's 1 minute instead of 2. I know we didn't see it much last year. I think we only saw it for one game, and it was
Right.
the opponent that went through it. But if it does happen, a player must stay out for at least 1 minute.
All right.
The other stuff is all like, unless you're like really looking for it, it's not worth going into. So, all right, New York Red Bulls first match of the year. They are away to Orlando City, Saturday, February 21st, 7:30 p.m. Orlando finished 2025 with a 14, 11, and 9 record, 53 points, plus 12 goal difference, ninth in the Eastern Conference. They suffered a 3-1 loss in the wild card round to Chicago. Last year's head-to-head between the Red Bulls and Orlando City, 2 draws at Sports Illustrated Stadium, 2-2, and in Orlando was a 0-0 draw. Truman, as defending champion, you get to go first. What is your prediction for the season opener?
My prediction is I'm going to stay the champion. I will never relinquish that belt. For as long as I live, I will be buried with that belt. I will take it to my grave. I should take it to Aruba.
Oh, God. Are you going to Aruba this year?
I am going to Aruba. I should take it to Aruba. That would be pretty great.
Oh, boy.
That'd be pretty great.
Just be careful with it going through security.
Should I put it in the Money in the Bank briefcase?
I mean, you could, but TSA might start asking questions.
That's true. What do I think about this game? Come on. If we're not talking a 1-1 draw to start the season, what are we talking about? I love the classic 1-1 to start the year. It's the easy, safe bet. You know, 2 teams, first game of the year. You don't know what you're getting. They already drew each other twice last year. Oh, I love a 1-1. It just makes me feel good.
I'm going to go follow your thought process, but I'm going to make it a 2-2 draw for the simple fact that offenses are easier to gel than defenses in some ways.
Okay.
Right? It's easier for one guy just to take over and score a goal. It's a lot harder for 3 or 4 guys to, as a unit, do their job defensively for a whole game. So I think we always start with a slow 1-1 draw, but I'm going to go a slightly crazier 2-2 because I feel like since we loaded up on offensive firepower, it's got to kick in, right?
Gotta poke in some goals to start this year hot.
Exactly.
All right, I ain't gonna fight you on it.
I mean, it's week 1, so
Right.
and week 1 means I'm already going to miss the first game live. In
Same.
fairness, I got
Same. I hate
oh,
to say it. Same. I'm going to be at a UNH hockey game with some friends. So that's right.
I'm
University of
I'm
New
getting
Hampshire hockey.
I'm getting together with some people from work and possibly playing mini golf. So
All right. We're such great
it
podcasters, I have to say. We're probably the most professional podcasting on the planet, as we know, professionalism.
yeah, we've always been it's always been claimed that we've been too professional in
Yeah.
our podcasting
Yep.
endeavors. All
We
right.
just like to keep it
Now,
real. That's all. We're keeping it real.
yeah. All right. Red Bulls 2. They finished 2025 with the MLS Next Pro Championship. They beat Colorado Rapids 2 on penalty kicks in the finals. The first match for their season this year is on Sunday, March 1st at 5 p.m. where they will host. I'm sorry, they'll travel to take on Columbus Crew 2. Gotham FC was, yeah, Crew 2. And Gotham FC also champions last year. 2 out of 3 teams in our building were champions. The
Yeah.
senior men's team was not one of them. Gotham FC won the championship at the against the Washington Spirit with a 1-0 win in the finals last year. NWSL is adding 2 teams this year: Boston Legacy FC and Denver Summit FC. And actually, Gotham FC will open their season at Boston Legacy on Saturday, March 14th at 12:30 p.m. And in case you were curious, Truman, let's see, where do they play?
Foxborough.
Oh,
Listen, if
Wikipedia. The
if you
Gillette Stadium is not okay. Well, White Stadium is apparently going to be will be their stadium the second season.
now if you don't think I am up to date of what's going on with the Boston Legacy, being up in here in Massachusetts and watching the news, building that stadium is probably going to be a gigantic pain in the ass. Some people didn't want the old football stadium torn down. Now people don't want this new stadium put up. The mayor wants it. It's going to happen. But oh my God, there's controversy around every new stadium built ever, right? Who's paying for it? How much it's going to cost? But yeah, they'll be in Foxborough this year, and then knock on wood, they're at the new stadium next year. I'm guessing they won't be. It's building a stadium no one ever moves in when they think they're going to.
Yeah. Wikipedia says demolition was finished last year, so I don't know.
Oh, it's gone. That was the easy part.
Yeah, that's always the easy part, isn't it?
Yeah, it's building the new one that takes forever.
Yep. I have F1 update on here, but I don't think it's really worth talking about yet, so we could skip that, right?
Yeah, we can skip it. New team coming in. Everything's very new and exciting, but yeah, we got a little bit while to go before the season kicks off.
Yeah. All right, time for the dumping ground.
I'm the trash man.
All right, so the thing I threw in there was World Cup prices because goddamn, do they suck.
They are insane. They're completely insane. Ain't none of us going.
No. I was going to put in for Philly tickets, and I saw the minimum price was like 130, 140 bucks. I was like, fuck no.
It's completely outrageous. There's a shit ton going on right now. Now, again, you want to bring it back to being up here in Massachusetts? The town of Foxborough, I believe, does not want to pay the millions of dollars it's going to afford all the security and an extra police presence around Foxborough for the World Cup. And they're expecting FIFA to pay that money. So who knows what's going to happen up here?
I thought Foxborough was not the only town saying that.
It wouldn't shock me, but I don't blame them. Foxborough is not a big town. It's not Boston. It's a small town in Massachusetts that just happens to host the friggin' Patriots.
Yeah.
So they probably cannot afford what the World Cup's going to be bringing in, in terms of traffic and people, right, and extra security. It's going to be absolutely bananas. And I'm sorry, FIFA, you're charging up the ass for these tickets. Yeah, you can afford to pay these towns for the extra security.
Yep. and you're the ones that decided to increase the um was it from we're now at 64 teams?
Right. Right. You made more games, so there should be. I feel more games should equal cheaper tickets, but no, that's not how it's going to operate.
Yeah. And then let's see. So since the draw happened after we were done for the year, let me drop down to the groups section of Wikipedia. What is? Oh, I
We
don't
are
like
going to
that we're in group. Yeah, we're in Group D. I don't like the fact that we're in Group D because I thought the hosts were always supposed to be A through C kind of thing.
hmm
Um, but we are in a group with Paraguay, Australia, and one of these four teams: Slovakia, Kosovo, Turkey, or Romania.
I mean, my God, guys, get out of the group stage for crying out loud.
You better. Okay, predictions on the World Cup. They better make it into group
Yes, that is a
stage.
prediction. Get the fuck out of the group stage.
All right. Next on the only other thing I have for Dumping Ground is U.S. Olympics, but specifically hockey. Uh, the women won the gold medal today over Canada, 2-1 in overtime.
That game was absolutely fucking bananas. My God. I mean, you want to talk about that was tense. That was a tense game. I mean, my God, that they couldn't score. They put up, 26 goals to nothing in 5 games, and they could not score until the very end of the third. You're like, is this how they're going to go out?
Didn't they beat
Like,
Canada 5-0 the first time?
yes, yeah. And I'm like, there's no way this is going to happen. I said, there's no way they're going to go out like this. I'm like, this is going to be embarrassing. Um, but my God, the stars showed up just when you needed them. Just when you needed the big guns, they came out. But yeah,
Uh,
I don't. Did you get to watch? I got to watch the game. It was awesome. I definitely
I
jumped
watched
up and down at
I watched
work.
the highlights because I wasn't going to have like 3 hours to watch it.
I was going crazy at work. So yeah, it was awesome. It was so much. It was so much fun to watch. Well deserved. I love that team. They were crying. I was almost crying. Um, game winning goal scorer Megan Keller plays for the Boston Fleet, so plays for the local club, which is cool.
All right, and then the men tomorrow play in the semifinal against Slovakia.
Yep. What time is that? Oh, why am I going to work
It's like
tomorrow?
1:30, I think,
Okay, I might be out of work by then.
because there's only 2 games, right? So
Yep.
after they barely survived Sweden.
Oh my God, seriously.
So I don't know about the third place women's game, but that's what, at least 4 overtime games in 2 days for hockey, right? Because there was
Yeah.
3 in the men's yesterday.
The bronze medal was in overtime. The
So
women's game was in
5.
overtime. The men's game was overtime. Canadian game was overtime, and then there was another overtime game. I forget which one it was.
Yeah, but there were 3 in the men's on
Yep.
Wednesday, and
Yep.
so the 2 women's. That's 5 in 2 days. I mean,
Yep. And how about this? The gold medal game, it was a 20-minute 3-on-3. That's how they play overtime in the Olympics now. It's a 20-minute 3-on-3 game.
I can't. I mean, I understand it being 10 minutes for 3-on-3. God, I can't imagine 20 minutes 3-on-3. Thankfully, it didn't take that long, but still.
That just means someone gonna score in those 20 minutes. Like
I
there's
mean, I would
no way
hope
it's going
so.
20 minutes without a goal. There's
Or
no
you have
way.
really good defense.
Right. The 2 greatest goalies of all time, just standing on their heads the whole time.
I will say it was a tough way for that goal to get scored because the goalie got her blocker on it and it stuck through.
But she dekes the defender, which was sick.
Yes, she did. Oh, don't get me wrong.
Move.
That was a great move to get the shot off. I'm just saying it does suck that the goalkeeper got her a pad on it, but it wasn't enough.
Yep. Sucks to be them.
Yeah.
this was. I mean, obviously, I want the U.S. men's team to win, but I was so pulling for this U.S. women's team. Like this was the team that had to win. Right? They're the ones like, listen, you have to win this game. You are the clear favorite. You are the best team, maybe the best team in Olympic history for 1 year. Um, and I don't know. Yeah, it was so much. It was awesome.
All right. General stuff for the Olympics. So medal count, Norway's leading because, of course, a Nordic nation lead the
Of
fucking Winter
course,
Olympics.
as they should.
They have 34 total medals. They lead with 16 golds. U.S. second in total medals, tied for second in golds. Let's see. Canada. No, they cannot give you that far down the list.
I mean, look,
Where the
look at
hell are
Italy
they?
represent Italy representing third.
Yeah, yeah. Canada's down in 11th with 15 total medals.
I count 10. I think they're in 10th.
I'm
According to
looking at
ESPN, they're
Google.
10. Oh, according to
Google says
ESPN,
11th.
they're 10 with 15 total.
Yeah, but that's weird. It has Japan in 10th with 24 total. So I don't know. Oh, I guess it's sorted by. Okay, I guess this is sorted by golds first. Because Canada has 4 golds to Japan's 5. That's why.
Yeah.
Australia has 6 medals, which is kind of surprising.
The city and state of Georgia has 1 silver medal. Hey, Brazil got. I think it was where Brazil got the first ever Winter Olympic medal for a South American country.
Giant slalom.
Yep, love me a giant slalom.
Oh, I got to send you this. You got to see the picture and tell me what it reminds you of when you see this. Sorry, it's just a picture of the Brazilian athlete celebrating.
It's not a picture of the guy saying that he cheated on his love of his life.
Oh no, we're gonna talk about that in a minute.
The
Just
Olympics
tell
are
me,
always fun. That guy's having a great time right there. He's living the dream.
what does that remind you of?
It reminds me of like the end of like an 80s movie. Like where they freeze
I
frame on him.
I was thinking Super Mario jumping.
Oh, that's true. It is a bit of a Mario dream. That's like the freeze frame at the end of the movie where he's like, yeah, or the end of a sitcom.
No, it's the freeze frame at the end of an '80s skiing movie,
Yes, that's exactly what that is.
which is perfect because it's skiing.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but that cross country skier, I forget which country he's from. That was such a crazy story about how I forget what I think he medaled, right? He got like a silver or something,
He got a bronze medal, and then he
or
said,
bronze.
I met the love of my life 6 months ago. 3 months ago, I cheated on her.
And she was there too, right? She's an Olympian or something like that.
No, I don't think she's there. I don't believe so.
But they end up finding her and getting a comment. She's like, I wish he didn't do this publicly.
Yeah, she's like,
Like,
nah, fam, I'm all set. Thank you very much.
um, just because I'm only bringing this up because I find it funny. Supposedly, the Olympic Village had 10,000 condoms and they were gone within 3 days.
Man.
I mean, you have athletes training for months, if not years, for that event, or for the
Yeah.
Olympics. So
Yeah.
something's about to be released. That's how it
Yeah.
goes.
There's also Canada with the finger poke of doom in curling, so that was fun.
God. And I even saw that there was an actual video from the side. Like, it came out today, I think.
Yep.
Okay, if anybody doesn't understand what we're talking about here, so curling, which I'm sure Pat's watched like almost every minute of it, just because he'll put
Guys,
it on his
Pat
background noise.
Pat is a curling maniac. I wish he was still on the show because he'd probably spend 30 minutes talking about curling. He is obsessed. He's always been
And don't get
obsessed.
me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I watch curling, but not like him.
He's a curling machine.
Like, I turned on one of the U.S. men's group stage games. It was like 2 hours. I'm like, yeah, we're not doing this all in one shot. This is like, all right, I'm going to be doing stuff around the house. Okay, I'm done for now. Okay, I'm doing something more stuff. I'll turn it back on. That's how it was for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so in curling, right, you have the thing called a rock, which is basically a piece of granite, and they put a handle on it, and you can do whatever you can spin it, whatever. But once you let go of the handle, you can't touch it again. Right? Very simple. But Canada, and both the men and women have been caught doing it. After they release, they just ever so slightly tap the back of the
Take a
rock as
little,
it leaves their hands.
take a little tap, tap, taparoo. Little
He's
tapping.
just getting it to go. He's just getting it to go home.
Yep, that's right.
God, the Olympics always bring out weird storylines.
Yep. Oh yeah. That's not even half of it. There's so much crazy stuff going on. They
I
ran out of
know.
10,000 condoms in 3 days at the Olympic Village. Yep. It's the Olympics.
Oh, and then there was a medalist. I forget who it was. I'm gonna look this up. So there was a Winter Olympic athlete. I have to say winter because when I did a search for Olympic medalist felon, it did not mean it was. Uh, there was a convicted criminal in the 2026 Winter Olympics.
Yes, who ended up winning like gold medal.
French biathlete Julius Simon won the gold in 2026 despite having served a suspension for stealing thousands from a teammate.
Yep. Gotta love it. Gotta love the Olympics.
So she's technically a criminal, and she's competing in this sport with a gun.
Yep.
I mean,
It's wonderful.
you can't write this. But I mean, I didn't realize. Oh man, don't look up Olympic medalist felons. It'll just it's more than you would thought it was there. All right. Anything else?
No, I think that's it. I think we covered everything.
Yeah, we did. This ends up being a long episode. Looking at the timer right now because we're
Yeah.
at like 44 minutes without the interview. So
This
all right,
it's 500.
it is.
500.
It's 500. It's
We
a big
deserve to go
show.
long. Yeah.
But won't find money.
Zach.
God, if we get to 1,000 though,
Oof, boy, I might be dead by then.
what? Okay, quick hypothetical. Which is more likely to happen? Us get to 1,000 or Red Bulls win a title?
Oh, let's get to 2,000.
Well, we're at season 15, so we're talking like year number 30 of this show by the time we hit 1,000.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Easily.
All right, so let's wrap this one up. You can visit us at patreon.com/Red Bull Rant. $1 a month gets you exclusive content whenever we decide to do it. Which, by the way, we did the stadiums episode. I forgot to release it to the public, so
Oof.
well, it's okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to release that episode alongside this one. So if you're depending on which one you listen to first, you'll have 2 episodes you can listen to this week. There you go. Even better. 500, we're giving you 2 episodes. Accidentally, but we're doing it. But I want to thank our producers, Jeremiah Dempster, Steven Santos, Eddie Delecto. Thank you for supporting the show. You want to email us your thoughts? Jesus, why not check the email? Okay, good. No emails. redbullrant@gmail.com if you want to send us your thoughts. Or you can call us and leave us a voicemail. 973-348-5329 is the number. Facebook.com/redbullrant. On Blue Sky at Red Bull Rant. For the show at Dr. Stooge. For me, at the Truman for Truman. On Instagram and Threads at Red Bull Rant. Subscribe to our show via iTunes, YouTube Music, YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify. And I just realized there's something else I was mentioning. For anybody that's uses the MLS Season Pass and wondering about paying, it's not $100 this year. You just get the regular Apple TV.
Yeah.
And it's included. All right. Last words before we get out of here.
We're back. The champ is back. The Red Bulls are back. I just want to be happy this weekend. Let's have a fun, happy, winning weekend. Let's get excited. We got U.S. men's hockey, but most importantly, the Red Bulls are playing. I'm pumped. Let's go. Let's get out there and fucking win.
All right, so for Truman and myself, this has been episode 500 of the Red Bull Rant. And if you've been with us since the very beginning, God, maybe you need therapy like we do.
Yeah.
As always, go Red Bulls.
See ya.